Gunstar Super Heroes is the follow-up to the critically acclaimed Gunstar Heroes and was released on the Game Boy Advance in 2005. As a late Game Boy Advance release, sales were sluggish despite receiving positive reviews. The story picks up right where the previous left off. You must choose either red or blue as you set off to stop General Gray from taking over the world. Red and blue are joined by yellow, who acts as mission control. Gunstar Super Heroes follows a similar pattern to the original. The first level teaches you the basic controls and flow of the game. While there are two characters to play as, they are identical, except for having just a single unique item. You have 3 weapons to select from at all times, and they vary in power and reach. The laser homes in on enemies, but inflicts limited damage. The exploding fireball does a ton of damage, but its range is extremely limited. Unlike the first title, I found myself switching weapons a lot in Gunstar Super Heroes, and overall, the weapons felt very balanced. You'll also notice a charge meter at the top of the screen. It fills up as you defeat enemies, and once full, you can unleash a powerful attack. However, I never found myself actually utilizing this mechanic. The level design is a combination of new ideas and enhanced versions of old levels. After playing the introductory stage, you get to choose between 4 levels, just like the original. These 4 levels are a clear homage to the past, but have their own twist. The mine level returns, but in addition to switching from the top of the screen and the bottom, you can hover in the middle. The boss rush against the 7 Force returns, complete with 7 different forms. The Boardgame Level is also here, where the entire level revolves around you rolling a dice and playing through different mini-levels, depending on where you land on the game board. Thankfully, Gunstar Super Heroes isn't just an upgraded version of the original game. Entirely new concepts are featured as well. In this stage, you must collect all of the chicks and return them to the center. The entire level is a rotating maze, with the gravity shifting as you move. If you stop moving, an enemy will come out and attack you, and you'll have to recollect all of the chicks you had amassed. In this level, you rotate your ship to maneuver through the stage. In this stage, you rotate the stage around your ship. In this mini-level, you must attack a giant stuffed animal, keeping him in position to get hit by an oncoming truck. It's all totally crazy and unique, and an absolute blast to play through. Gunstar Super Heroes also excels in the boss department. They are usually massive, feature rotating parts, and can be incredibly challenging. The graphics here are pretty awesome, and a nice send-off for the Game Boy Advance. The developers went crazy with the hardware, rotation effects, and they can be found just about everywhere. There are also plenty of SNES-like pixelation effects. Above all else, Gunstar Super Heroes moves at a frantic pace. At almost all times, the screen is littered with enemies, bullets, and explosions. The hardware has no problems keeping up with it either, and the frame rate is super smooth. The graphics as a whole are very appealing. The screen is filled with bold colors, excellent use of contrast, and a ton of detail in the background and foregrounds. Each level has its own unique look and feel, and few things ever repeat. Between each level are animated cutscenes that move the plot along. It's nothing too heavy, but is a nice addition and gives each of the characters their own personality. There is also occasionally voice acting, which is also fun to hear on a cartridge-based title. Excellent presentation aside, the gameplay in Gunstar Super Heroes is what sets this apart from most side-scrolling action games. The action is relentless, and you'll feel like a badass as you mow through hordes of enemies and destroy massive bosses. Overall, Gunstar Super Heroes is an awesome game. The sound and visuals feel like an upgraded 16-bit game, with plenty of new visual tricks you would expect on a game released in 2005. I've played a lot of games over the past few months, and very few titles have delivered the massive amounts of fun to be found on this tiny little cartridge. 4 out of 5.